Hello, my name is Annalie Martin, and today I'm going to be inserting a Foley catheter into a patient, into a male patient. So, one thing to remember when you are using this is that you are going to want to make sure that it's sterile, and 1 inch of the border should not. You have to consider that that should be sterile. So I'm just going to do my hand hygiene, identify the patient, and then I am going to make sure first to check if they have any iodine allergies, because we normally will be using that in the procedure. So usually these are set up so that they are stacked towards you. So I'm going to open this and this one, and just open this up. Okay. The 1 inch edge on the outside is considered not to be sterile, so you want to be careful not to touch, only to touch that area. So then here I have my sterile gloves. So I'm going to want to put on my sterile gloves. It's a little bit tough because of the space that I have here. I'm going to put my gloves on. Oh. Okay. Now I'm going to take my sterile drape and I'm going to use this one to tuck under the patient, just in case any water flows. Again, this would be a lot easier to maintain, sterile technique in real life. This little setup I have here is a little bit different. So then this is the one. I guess this is just another extra drape to have, because this one doesn't have the cutout. So we can put that under the patient with the plastic side down. The patient is small, so he doesn't require so many drapes. I think this is finally the one that I'm looking. Oh no. Sorry, I don't know how long you were out of that, but I was at the part where we put on the drape. My phone was giving me a dying notification. I'm making so many videos. So we're going to put on this sterile drape over the patient. Now what we're going to do is we are going to take our iodine. Just for stain and mess purposes, I'm not going to actually pour it right now, because that'll be a little difficult. But we're going to pour the iodine and let them kind of soak into the cotton swab so that we can clean the area. Then we're going to, we would normally do that. What we're going to do is we're going to do just one around the meatus, only going around one time. And then dispose of that. and then we're gonna do one more, just one time. Like I said, this would normally be soaked in the iodine. One more, going further down each time, and then one more. So then we can kind of, after we set up our iodine, we can, they also gave us some hydrogen peroxide, I guess that could be used as well. So also we have our lubricating jelly. I watched a couple videos where they injected the jelly, but in the other videos that I watched, they didn't. They just would put it into the catheter. I guess it depends. I think they also have like some numbing agents, like I think it was like the lidocaine that they had injected in one of the videos. I watched a lot of videos about this. So yeah, it seems to vary a little bit. But so yeah, so with the jelly, I read one of the people say that they also would inject it into their oh, that was stuck. They would inject it into the, oh, I'm sorry, not inject it. They would pour it onto their tray as well. The syringe will be used for filling the balloon. I read that that you do want to, so that it kind of depends on the actual catheter. If you want to test, if it's recommended to test out the balloon, but most videos seem to say definitely test the balloon first, which makes sense because, you know, if it's broken, you wouldn't want to give it to a patient and, you know, it not be broken. So what we're gonna do is once everything is cleaned, lubricated, if we want to test the balloon, we can. And then I've read from a few different sources that you may want to keep this attached to the port, just because it's there, it's on, it's a little bit easier. So one thing I also want to talk about is the top port is usually used for like a urine specimen. They give us a little cup here in case we need to get a urine specimen. Then this second port, which I had already said, is for the sterile water. So after that, you can remove this. And then what you're going to do is you're going to want to make sure that the penis is in an upright position. And then you can just insert it right in. I also read that sometimes, and have them have a deep breath, make sure they take a deep breath. I read that sometimes the resistance can occur if they have a large prostate. And in that case, you're going to want to just keep going. And it doesn't necessarily mean that it's in the wrong spot. And like I said, you're going to want it upright because that's like the natural direction that it goes. So that will be, you know, the easiest way. So this doesn't quite go in as far as it probably would in real life, but you're also going to want to check how much water the balloon requires. I believe this one is 5 mLs. So once it's in, I'm going to inject that 5 mLs, and then let me see, what else am I forgetting? Yeah, so you're going to want to inject the 5 mLs, and as the patient has a deep breath, and then you're going to want to, you're going to want to insert it until the urine is seen. That's usually how you know. And you're also going to want to document the size. I believe this one is a 14 French. That's important. So yes, you're going to want to make sure that you do the balloon. You're going to want to attach this to something that doesn't move. And you're also going to want to attach this part to a part of the upper part of their leg, because if it's on the lower part of their leg, then it might get a kink. And then the last thing, of course, you're going to want to document. And one thing that has been instilled in my head, and I pray that always stays, is that when it's time to take it out, that you always want to deflate the balloon, because that is very, very important, because you can really, really injure the patient. It is not a pretty thing to happen. So at that point, we can clean up, and that is it. Thank you. And forget if I said you were going to want to make sure you put the bag on an area that doesn't move, because if you lift the bed rail up, then the whole, you know, bag is going to move and it could be, you know, an accident that occurs. So thank you. I hope that I explained everything well enough, and have a good day.